Inbounds Media. We're back, and we're giving you the next stop on the Euro Tour. Of course, that's the 2022 PCS Sula Open, presented by Innova. Also a stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series. I'm Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy, giving you Chase Card MPO action. Thanks to our friends at Inbounds. Seeing Greg Barsby, Jakub Semerad, Kevin Jones, and Joona Heinänen currently sitting in your top 4 spots. A couple other guys at 9 under. And we're here for the back 9. These are the last 9 holes of the tournament. Hole number 10 is 105 meters, 344 feet. Pretty straightforward hole. However, the OB comes into play very quickly. The closer you get to the basket, whether it's left, right, or beyond, not a lot of room. I think if you're going to come up short, that's going to be your best bet rather than challenging that deep side out of bounds. But again, 344 feet. Let's see what our 2021 world champion, James Conrad, can do with it.
Go down.
And he comes up short.
Inbounds is good.
As he says, inbounds is good, and it looked like about Circle's Edge. Circle's Edge being at 10 meters, otherwise known as 32.8 feet. Something of that nature. 32 feet, 8 inches. I don't know. It's metric. That's all we care about. Very low line, and that's going to flirt with the OB, but it's going to stay in. And Väinö seems to get the yellow flag. He's safe. Kristian Kuoksa lining up the forehand. And that's also safe and out into the open. A little bit short. And thanks to our friends over at UDisc, we'll be able to give you guys a few more statistics. This comes in as the 17th most difficult hole. That could be also said as the second easiest hole. And after Väinö and James Conrad talk about who's going to go first, looks like Väinö is. As I said, second easiest hole relative to par. Average 2.86 for the day. 32% of the field got a birdie here. Is Väinö one of them? No, no, no. He is not. Is James Conrad one of them? Yes, he is. Now is Joona Heinänen, one of the competitors to pick up a birdie. He does. And so we'll see pars by Väinö and Kristian. And everybody will move over to hole number 11. Just 8 holes left to play. 88 meters. Just shy of 300 feet. Bringing rocks and trees, small alleyway. All come into play. So not one of the longest holes out on the course, but definitely far from the easiest. This one averaged 3.16 for our competitors. Hear the wind, but probably tough to tell exactly where it's coming from, especially while throwing the tunnel shot. But James Conrad going right up the middle.
So close.
And just hits one of the late trees. That looks like it's pulled right, and sure enough, hits a tree on the right-hand side. Not a bad kick. He's either center of the fairway or left center of the fairway, but not too bad of a kick. This looks pulled to the right as well, but a good kick. Oh! All right. Going after the cameraman. I don't know what he did to you. Oh, and this might be perfect. Oh, it is perfect. Almost hitting off the pole, just deep of the pin. And a great shot by Heinänen. Oh, fading. Turnover. Forehand shot. That'll work out pretty well to save the par. So it looks like it'll be a par for Väinö as well. Now we'll see if James has an alleyway or a look. With how much he's looking around, I'm guessing he doesn't have a clear path to the basket. And he doesn't. He's got to go with the high hyzer, and that comes up just short. So James is going to have to settle for a par. It looks like they're storing oversized snowballs. Maybe that's hay. I don't know. Birdie for Kuoksa. Two more par cleanups. And just 7 holes left to play. They head over to hole number 12, which is 111 meters, 364 feet. All of this area here is out of bounds. Then you see the white stakes. They must get past those and land somewhere in this area. And OB surrounds this entire island area as well. There's a light bend from right to left here, which sets up really well for a righty backhand thrower. Well, it sets up perfectly for Kristian, and that's exactly what you want to do. Almost a perfect shot. This hole averaged as the easiest hole on the course. 2.78 was the average. 50 competitors. Now, there was a cut. After 3 rounds, they cut to just 50 MPO players. So that's what we're seeing out here on Championship Sunday. And James Conrad hits the gap, looking for that just a fade from right to left, and hits right near the basket. That's a good chance for birdie for James Conrad. Needs that one to come down, but it gets caught up by the tree, so that'll be short and probably a circle 2 putt. Mäkelä. Oh, and that lips up to flat, and now just needs to come back down, and that will also be a look for birdie. A very makeable putt. And James goes skipping down the fairway. There's his wonderful significant other, Jordan. And what a putt. From way back in Ålesund. Oh, Väinö from 8 meters. Slides down the chain, hits off the cage, and doesn't stay in. So Väinö will have a par. Remember, this is the easiest hole on the course. James Conrad doesn't get it to drop. So 50% of our card will take birdies. Joona and Kristian. We head over to hole 13, 222 meters, 728 feet. We've got OB, including the pond, and then also OB on both the left and right sides. Not an easy hole. It slowly dog legs and plays from right over to the left-hand side, kind of shaped like a half-broken boomerang. And finally, we arrive at the small green. And the gallery loves it. That's a huge shot. And James Conrad will get the yellow flag, but catches the tree and loses a lot of distance. Might not seem like a surprise, but this comes in as the second most difficult. Averaged 4.74 here on hole 13. 66% of our field took bogeys or worse. So a very difficult par 4. And that looks like it's the right side of the fairway, which is the wrong side of OB, off in that distance. So that's going to be out of bounds. Conrad. You hear him saying that it's so easy. You just have to throw the hyzer, but out of bounds for James. And with a short run up by Väinö. Joona not complaining about center of the fairway, and we'll see if that means more or less layers. Looks like he was putting another one on. Oh, and just deep of the pin. Huge shot by Kristian. Yellow flag.
Thank you. Good one.
And there's a perfect approach by James Conrad. A long look for Väinö, just flashing in front of the basket. Not many people got birdies. Kristian just one of 4 people to birdie hole number 13. Jakub, Kelvin, and Tomas. Or Thomas. I make no promises here, people. Kristian just 1 of 4 is really the point. Now we look to 1 and 4, 14. A little over 120 meters, 410 feet. This is a par 3 with plenty of difficulty. Let's look at the stats for hole 14. Average 2.94. And look at the wind just ripping. That'll work. Short, but inbounds. Oh, and way past that, we see the next drive. Here's James Conrad now coming up.
Maybe aim with this? Oh yeah, sorry. It's okay. Thank you.
Conrad has closest to the pin. You heard him say good tree. Love the low line drive that's coming in way hot and checks up just short of the basket. What a forehand shot by Mäkelä. I expect to see this go, well, just like that. Out to the left. Drag it into the right side. That should be an easy tap in for the 3. This feels like somewhat of a bonus birdie. And Heinänen has a clean look just off the front of the cage. What a good bid. He doesn't care about the bids, though. He wants the birdies. Mäkelä. Center chains connection. James Conrad about 9 meters. That's a great putt for James. Make sure you head over to gurudiscgolf.com. Pick yourself up a brand new disc golf bag. Tell them the Disc Golf Guy sent you. All thanks to our friends over here at Inbounds Media. We head over to hole 15, just 4 holes left to play for our 2022 PCS Sula Open. 290 meters. Yeah, that's not feet. Those are meters. A very, very difficult par 4. Most of our players would say this is a par 5. There's OB everywhere, and it's the most difficult hole relative to par. Slightly elevated green, and James Conrad has the tee. And a huge tee shot for James Conrad. We'll see if James can be the first birdie that this hole has seen here today. James right now all tied up at 10 under par with Joona. And the black OB flag for Väinö. No problems there for Kristian.
Yeah.
And that's safe and in the fairway. And it looks like Kristian maybe just takes off his coat for when he needs the big drives. And excuse me, I meant Joona. And now the coat is back off. So I guess that answers the question. Just removes the coat for the drives and the big throws. I can appreciate that game plan. And that is a very, very well executed second shot. Should be a short chip onto the green, looking at a par. And from the standstill, we see Kuoksa. And also safe. Should be an easy up and down for par. You guys are making this hole look not nearly as difficult as it is. Remember, it averaged 5.32, the most difficult hole on the entire course. Väinö goes out and over the out of bounds. Gotta hope this pushes left, and no problem, that's in bounds. Tombstoning it, as we say. James doesn't like it, but it'll work. He's in bounds. Yellow flag. On the standstill. Nice turnover that will leak off to the left side of this basket that's on a mound, but very makeable putt there for Väinö. And the third shot coming up from Kuoksa. Just going to want to hang it out left. Just let it dive into the hillside. I like the angle. I like the result. Great shot by Kristian. Here's Conrad's third. For a moment, I thought we had the wind die down, but I'm hearing the rain poncho from the cameraman. Also hearing a little bit of the wind. And James goes with the hyzer out and around. He's also just left of the pin. We've got the bogey for Väinö. No problems for Kuoksa. Heinänen also no problems cleaning up. And James Conrad, who's put his sweatshirt back on, or his sweater, he'll walk away with the par. And just 16, 17, and 18 to play. Hole 16. 185 meters, a par 4. First playing uphill, trying to get through this gap right here. You want it to continue to carry all the way through the gap, and then have a gentle fade to the left side. Looking to get down here, and then from there you should have a short approach, but you have a few guardian trees. You also have OB on the left side and deep of the pin. A very difficult hole. Hole 16 averaged 4.06 and was the 12th most difficult hole on the course during round number 4.
Yeah. Good hit. Good luck. That was a good luck. Good luck.
Trying to convert some of our crazy American sayings.
Yeah.
Good skill, good luck, good break. And speaking of which, thank you to anyone that's tuning in and watching the action here. This is all thanks to our friends over at Inbounds Media, taking on the chase card action. Shortly after the event, they had asked if I would sit in and do some commentary. Didn't work out that I had anyone else with me, so that's why you're getting me solo. But thank you to Inbounds, and thank you to all of our presenting sponsors and supporters. That just barely clears the hill, and that's going to be in really good position. Last to act will be Väinö. And that's easily one of the best tee shots of the weekend. You cannot complain about that. Väinö with an incredible tee shot here on 16. So James Conrad seeing if he has a lane or an alley. What route he's going to take. Looks like he's going to put this on an Anheuser line and see if it can flex back. This could bring out of bounds into play, though. And he hangs it out wide. And it looks like that was a good tree that hit it and dropped it back in the fairway. So he'll still have a little work to do, and he's not in position for the birdie. But it looks like he should be able to get up and down for the par. And this is going to be throwing out over the OB, the entire way. And he sticks it. In bounds for Kristian. That'll be high right side. Still with a good look for the putt. And just think for a moment how amazing this drive really was for Väinö. So James still has a long look at birdie. And so James draws medal. But from circle 2 outside of 10 meters, we have Kuoksa lining up a step putt and gets it to fall in. Väinö's going to take his time. All of it. And jams it in. It would have been a shame with a drive like that to somehow not get up and down and walk away with a birdie. So, nice work by Väinö. Right side chain and in as well for Joona. And they're done with 16. They move over to 17, which, well, looks like a horseshoe if you're familiar with that, or it looks like a big U, or if you turn that U on its side, it would be a C as an ABC. But either way, it is 155 meters, a par 4, hole number 17. Plays straight out, then takes a right turn, and then takes another right turn. So when looking at the T sign, perfectly shaped like the letter C. Guess if you turn it the right way, it could be a U. Turn it the other way, it could be an N. Either way, it's 155 meters. We've seen people go low. We've seen people go high. We've seen also people go with forehands here. Let's see what Kuoksa does. It's going with a high turnover. And it looks like it hit something and carried forward, but not a great position. And that'll work. It a little bit longer and it would push the deep OB. But no problems there. Here's Mäkelä. And gets up, hung up early, and I can't understand what he said, but I'm guessing he was frustrated. big throw by James Conrad out in the open. We'll see if he can get up and down and cart a birdie from there. Hole 17 does play as one of the easier holes on the course. 14th most difficult. Average 3.94 as a par 4. And Väinö trying to make a great recovery shot, but seems as if he slipped, and a little bit of frustration there. Here's Kuoksa, forehand, second shot on hole number 17. And that looks like I think it was hung out wide. So he's going to be out of position for the birdie unless he makes a long one. Next to throw. Looks like we've got Joona. I apologize. That was Mäkelä. So he have a long look to save the par from somewhere around circle 2. See if James can take advantage. Get a great drive. And as the card makes their way up the fairway of 17, knowing that this tournament is coming to a close. Unfortunately, I'm not sure 11 is going to make any real big waves there on the lead card. So this is James for a birdie luck.
So bad. Fuck.
And James doesn't like it, and it's so rare that we see James this much off of his game. Oh, and that one just barely flops in for the birdie. Joona Heinänen. After Väinö had tapped in, here's James Conrad for the short comeback putt. And James Conrad's going to remain at 10 under. Joona will remain at 12 under. Those are the two best scores on the card. And these guys are going to make their brief walk over to hole number 18. And this one, you're shooting out of the gap. It's so important that you are clean coming out of this gap. You really want to beat these last couple of trees. That will put you into the opening. However, if you go too far to the left, you're going to find the out of bounds, and too far to the right will also be out of bounds. And then you have a very tiny, narrow way that you could land on. And one of the most beautiful greens in all of disc golf. Basket mounted inside the tractor.
Yeah, good luck for the last. Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, you too.
that does not make it out of the clearing, but it's still going to be safe and inbounds. Kristian doesn't like the footing. He resets, but then pulls it right into the tree. And at best from there, you're looking at the par 4. And that is best case scenario.
Oh! I have no idea. Man, that was a bad one.
And James Conrad didn't like it out of his hand. With what should likely be his last drive of the day, we have Väinö Mäkelä. Seen a couple of them get pulled into the right side.
Well,
And I like this. This is staying way out in the center. And our competitors are making their way down the 72nd hole of the tournament. This is a Disc Golf Pro Tour stop on the Silver Series, also a Euro Tour event. So thank you guys so much for joining and following along these last couple of rounds with Inbounds Media. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and that just barely is going to go out of bounds on the right-hand side. He'll get all of the distance, but then have to bring it back in up to 1 meter on the line of OB. All right, that'll work for Conrad. Hoping to get out of here with a par. Hole 18 did play as the third most difficult, but don't tell Joona. That is on the green in 2. This hole averaged 4.68. Only a handful of birdies. We'll see if some of those came from this card. And in what looks like an almost perfect landing zone is where we have Mäkelä. Oh, he needs that to drop it just past the tractor and inbounds. Fist pump, he loves it. Trying to close out the 2022 PCS Sula Open presented by Innova. Here's Kuoksa. And that's right next to the tractor tire. Something you don't normally say when watching disc golf. James Conrad off the tire. Should be an easy tap in. Just 14% of the field captured birdies here. Big smiles, not taking any chances. Väinö left with a birdie look. Beautiful view with the fjord in the background. Väinö to close out his tournament. lands it. Nice work by Väinö Mäkelä. He's up 2 spots and will finish in a tie for 5th. James Conrad shoots just 1 under on the round. Joona is tapped in along with Kristian Kuoksa. And that is your chase card action. The gallery loves it, as do I. Again, thank you so much to our friends at Inbounds Media for letting me jump on here. And spoiler, Greg Barsby and Jakub go into a playoff. You'll have to find the results from there. There's the rest of your top 10, everyone. That's the 2022 PCS Sula Open, a Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series event. Thank you for joining. It's been a heck of an event. I miss being in Norway, and hopefully I can come back there. I love you guys. Again, thanks to Inbounds Media. I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and I'm signing out. We'll see you at the next one. Like, share, and subscribe.